We have time for a couple questions. Let me start, Eddie. That was a very nice talk, and thank you very much for doing this. The first question is, what kind of error is there in these calculations? So, for example, if your radiologist tells you that the future liver remnant volume will be 24%, I mean, what is the chance that that could equally be, less than 20? And the second question is, you touched upon this in terms of the dynamic issues, but how long a period of time must one wait to see the increase? And there's some suggestion that as long as you're starting to see some hypertrophy, even at about 2 weeks after embolization, that you can perhaps safely go ahead with the knowledge that this liver is responding and likely can support an extended resection.
Great questions. The first, in terms of error, the accuracy of the measurement is generally is plus or minus 5%. That's not plus or minus 5% of the total liver volume. But if it's 20, you have a 5% error. It's about like your speedometer on your car. Our data really showed that we can safely resect down in the 15% range. So the 20% cutoff has built in an error. And so we have a large proportion of patients, and it's a legitimate concern. What is the variability? But now that the data have accumulated, it's clear that we can rely reasonably on these numbers. I look at the marks that the radiologists put on the liver to make sure I think they're reasonable. And particularly with pre versus post embolization, I want to see those marks on the liver that mark the volumes comparable, so that we're not just shifting a line and falsely increasing the volume. But we've been fortunate to have a very engaged group working with us to sort that out. And I'm sorry, your second question?
Well, we'll skip that one, and in the interest of letting others ask questions, we'll go ahead to the floor.
I'll be brief, Eddie. That's a fantastic talk, and I think there's no question that portal vein embolization is helpful for the small remnant that you've described. But I think it's hard to not see that an extended right hepatectomy, even in your series with an extraordinary amount of experience, has a mortality of 6%. And that's not rare. That's a significant mortality. So I think in our practice, we've actually gotten away from doing extended right hepatectomies whenever possible. Clearly, it's not always possible, and sometimes that's the operation that has to be done. But clearly over time, in the last 15 years, the number of major resections we've done, specifically for metastatic colorectal cancer, continues to drop. And segmental and sectoral resections are what we always prefer, because liver failure is unheard of.